dear students, welcome to all. So today we are going to start our lecture 2 of class 9th mathematics chapter 1, which is number system. In last class we have discussed about the classification of numbers, and in the classification of number we have discussed about the old types of number and their properties. Then after this all we discuss about the some questions which are based on their properties and types of numbers. I hope you all revise all the theories and questions which we was discussed in last lecture. So today we are going to start lecture 2, in which we discuss about the decimal representation of a rational number. In last class we discussed about the rational numbers. What are the rational numbers? Rational numbers are those numbers which can be represented in the form of p by q. And here what is the p and what is the q? P and q are the integers and q should not be equal to 0. So rational number can be represented decimal form rather than the fractional form, because p by q is a fractional form. So we can represent it in a decimal form. How can we represent it in a decimal form? We can represent it in the decimal form by just dividing the numerator p by the denominator q, because we represent rational number as a p by q form. P is the denominator and q is the numerator, and again q should not be equal to 0. So for understanding the representation of a decimal number in the form of rational number in the form of decimal number, let's understand with some examples. Okay, so let's take one example. 8 by 3. This is the rational number in the fractional form. We have to change it in the decimal form. So let's divide 8 by 3. 2 times 6, remainder 2. Again it cannot be 2 cannot be divided by 3, so let's take decimal. Then it is 20, 6, 18, 2, again 20, 6, 18, 2, 6. That means it goes continue like this. So we can write 8 by 3 as 2.66666, and this goes on, or this repeating digits can return as 2.6 bar. So we can write 8 by 3 is equal to 2.6 bar, and here bar represent the number is repeating infinitely. Okay, now let's take one more example. 35 divided by 16. 35 divided by 16. Now let's divide 35 divided by 16. First of all it goes 2 times 32, 3. Now 3 is not divisible by 16, so let's take decimal for that. 30. Now it is goes on one time. 16 into 1, 16. Now it is remainder is 14. Again it is 0. Now it goes 8 times. Then 16 8 ja 128. Now the difference of 140 and 128 is 12. Now 12 is not divisible by 16, and we have already used decimal, so then we can use 0. Then 120, we have to divide 120 by 16. Then it goes 7 times. 16 7 ja 112. Then the difference of 120 and 112 is 8. Then it becomes 80, because we already used decimal. We have to divide 60 by 80. 16 5 ja 80. So we can write it here that we can see that 35 by 16 is equal to 2.1875. 35 by 16 is equal to 2.1875. Okay, 2175 divided by 625. This is our next example. It is example 3. Again divide 2175 by 625. 2175 divided by 625. Okay, this goes on 3 times 5 1. Now the difference is 0 0 11 minus 8, it is equal to 3. Now 300 is not divisible by 300 and it is not divisible by 625. So let's take decimal 3 point, then here is 0. Okay, now it goes on 5 times 6 fifths are 30. No, it not 5 times, it is 4 times. 2500. Let's check one more time. Okay, now the difference of these two numbers 3000 and 2500 is equal to 0 0 and 5. Okay, now it is all, we already used decimal, then take 1 0. Now there is a 500 and divisor is 625. Let's check how many times it divides. Let's check 8 times. It divides completely 8 times. 625 multiplied by 8 is equal to 5000. Then we can write 62175 divided by 625 is equal to 3.48. So this is again, this decimal also terminate after the 2 digits. Okay, in the previous examples, uh, decimal also terminate after the few digits. Okay, let's take one more example. Example 4, 1 by 7. Okay, 1 by 7 is a rational number in the p by q form. We have to convert it in a decimal form. 1 divided by 7. 1 is not divisible by 7, so we use decimal here. If we use decimal, then it becomes 10. Now we divide it. 10 divide 7 by 1 time, remainder is 3. Now it becomes 30, and 30 divide 7 by 4 times, it is 28. Now the difference of this 30 and 28 is 2, and it becomes 20. Now 27 divides 20 by 2 times, then it is 14. Then difference of 20 and 14, 20 and 14 is 6. Now it becomes 60, and 7 divides 60 by 8 times, 8 7 are 56. Now the difference is 4. Now it becomes 40, and it divides 7 divides 40 5 times, it is 35, and the difference of 40 and 35 is 5. Now it becomes 50. Now divides 50 by 7, When we divide 50 by 7, we will get 7. It divides 7 divides 50 by 7 times, and 7 7 ja is 49. So the remainder is 1. Now we start our division by 1 and we reach at the 1. So if we continue the division, then we repeat the numbers. Now it is 0, then again it divides 1 time and it is 7, then it is 3, it becomes 30, then 4 times 28, then remainder is 20, then it becomes 20, again it divides 2 times 14, then the remainder is 6, again it becomes 60 and it divides 8 times and it is 56, and so on. So this division is goes so on, and what we will see, we see that 1 upon 7 is equal to 0.14285, 14285, and so on. What it will be? We conclude that in the first example we see that numbers, the decimal representation of a rational number does not terminate or does not end, but it repeats only single digits, but here it repeats 1 2 3 4 5, means 14285. 14285 means 5 digits are repeats, and we can write it as 1 upon 7 is equal to 0.14285. So we can write it as 0.14285 bar. Okay, now we see that there are two types of decimal form of rational numbers. One is terminating decimal and another is non-terminating decimal. Okay, so let's come to the slides. By seeing these examples, we conclude that there is two types of decimal form of rational number. One is terminating decimal and the other is non-terminating but recurring. Okay, we see that their decimal form is terminate but repeats after some digits. In some examples, one digit is repeat. In some example, two digits, and some example 4 or 5 digits are repeats. So we say that these type of examples are non terminating but recurring decimals or repeating decimals. So we have two types of decimal representation. One is terminating decimals and the other is non terminating decimals. So let's define what are the terminating decimals and what are the non terminating decimals. Here terminating decimals are those decimal rational numbers. If x is the rational number, if x is the rational number, we can write x is equal to p by q, where p and q are integers and q should not be equal to 0. And if q has prime factorization in the form of 5 power m multiplied by 2 power n, or we can say 2 power m and 5 power n, then it shows, it represents terminating decimals. What it means? If we write x is equal to p by q, then the q is in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n, then these type of rational numbers are terminate after some digits. Okay, so we can check the number, it is terminating or non-terminating rational number by without long division method, just checking the prime factorization of denominator, that is q. It should be in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n. M and n are whole numbers. M and n are what? M and n are whole numbers. Whole numbers means 0 1 2 3 4 5 and so on. Okay, it can be 0, it can be 1 2 3 and so on. For these examples, 1 by 2. Here denominator is 2, so we can write it as 2 into 5 power 0. So here denominator is in the form of 2 in 2 power 1 multiplied by 5 power 0. So it is a terminating decimal and the value of this is 0.5. Now 11 by 16. Here we can write 16 as 2 power 4 multiplied by 5 power 0. So it is also a terminating decimal. For finding the value, exact value of decimal of 11 by 16, we have to divide. But if you want to just check it is terminating or non-terminating but recurring, then just check the form of the denominator. If it is in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n, then it should be a terminating decimal. Okay. Now let's check for this example. Here the denominator is 20 and 20 is equal to what? 4 into 5, or we can write 2 power 2 into 5 power 1. So this is also a terminating decimal because it is 2 power m into power n. Here m is equal to 2 and n is equal to 1. Okay. So these exams, without in these examples you are finding the terminating decimal or non-terminating decimals by without division method. Okay. So let's take one more example after the few slides to understand this concept. First of all, let's discuss about the non-terminating. What is the non-terminating and repeating? It should be remembered that it is not only non-terminating, it is non-terminating and repeating. Okay, both terms should be called together. Non-terminating but recurring, or we can say that non-terminating but repeating. Okay, again the same definition. If x is a rational number in the form of p by q, x is a rational number in the form of p by q, where pq same integers and q should not be 0, but if q is not in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n, then it is non-terminating but repeating decimal. Okay, if q is not in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n, then it is non-terminating but recurring decimal form of rational number. Okay. Now what it means? It means in the denominator has number except other than 2 and 5. If it has 3, it has 7, it has 9, then it is non-terminating and recurring decimal. Okay. For example, 2 by 3. Here the denominator is in the form of 3 power 1. Here is in the denominator there is no 5 or 2, so it is a non-terminating decimal. And if you find the exact value of 1 by 3, then you have to divide it. But if you find just what is the which type of this represent the in decimal form, then you just check by the form of denominator. If you talk about the 5 by 11, here the denominator is in the form of 11 power 1. Again it is also is not in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n, so it is in the form of non-terminating but recurring. Okay. Now this is the first example we use to solve this example. We doesn't use to solve this type of example long division method. We just check by the denominator form. Okay. Which of the following fraction yields a recurring decimal? You have to find which of the following fractions have recurring decimals. Recurring decimals means the denominator should not be in the form of 2 power m and 5 power n. Again we revise our theory. If x is equal to p by q, where pq belongs to integer and q is not equal to 0, and if q is equal to 2 power 5 into 5 power n, then the decimal representation represent terminating and if q is not uh, in the form of 2 power f m 5 power n, then non-terminating and repeating. Okay, and you have to find which of the following fraction yields a recurring decimal. You have to find the recurring decimal. So for this question you have to use this criteria. So let's start with the 5 by 3. In the 5 by 3, denominator is in the form of 3 power 1. So it shows a recurring decimal. Then goes to 7 by 16. In the 7 by 16, the denominator is 16 and 16 we can write in the form of 2 power 4. In the 9 by 14, denominator is 14 and we can write 14 as 7 into 2, 7 power 1 into 2 power 1. Again 5 by 7, in this denominator is in the form of 7 power 1. Again in the 12 by 5, denominator is 5 power 1, and again in the 6 by 11, 11 power 1. So we required the form should not be in the form of 2 power m into 5 power m. So we can say that in the denominator 2 and 5 does not required. So here this follow our requirement, but this not follow because it has 2 power 4, and this not follow our requirement. So the answer is 5 by 3, 9 by 14 and 5 by 7 and 6 by 11. So these are the numbers. These are the numbers which shows recurring decimals, or we can say which yields a recurring decimals. Okay, so this is the first example. The next example is check without division. Following numbers are terminating or non-terminating but recurring. First we have to check 1 upon 125. Dear students, we know that if denominator is in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n, then we can say that it is terminating decimal. And if denominator is not in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n, then it is non-terminating but recurring decimal. So let's check for 1 upon 125. It is 1 upon 125, and we can prime factorize 125 as 5 power 3, and we can write it as 5 power 3 multiplied by 2 power 0. So it is in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n. So this number is terminating. Okay, now let's check for 9 upon 1280. First of all, we have to prime factorize 1280. What are the prime factors of 1280? 1280. First of all, let's divide it by 64. When we divide it by 64, we will get 20. And let's divide 20 by 4, we will get 5. And divide 5 by 5, we will get 1. So we can say that 1280 is equal to 64 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 5. And 64 is equal to 2 power 6 and 4 is equal to 2 power 2. So it is equal to 2 power 8 multiplied by 5. So 1280 is equal to 2 power 8 multiplied by 5. It is its prime factor. Now we can write 9 upon 1280 as 9 divided by 2 power 8 multiplied by 5. Here the denominator of this number is in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n. So we can say that it has terminating decimal. Okay. Second, more examples. 5 upon 65. Here 5 upon 65 is not in the simplest form. Okay. So first of all we solve it. 5 upon 65, we can divide it by 5. So 1 and 3. So it is equal to 1 upon 3. Now the denominator is 13 and 13 is equal to only 13 power 1 into 1. So it is not in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n. So it is not in terminating. So it is non-terminating but recurring decimal. Okay. Now come to the next question. It is 333 upon 30. It is equal to 111 upon 10. Okay. Now the denominator is 5 into 2. So it is in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n. So it is terminating decimal. Okay. So in these 4 examples we check the form of decimal by not dividing the complete number, just checking the form of decimals. Now after the decimal representation of rational number, our next topic is representation of a rational number on a real number line. How to represent rational number on a real number line. So let's start with the first example. Represent 3 by 4 and minus 3 by 4 on a number line. Okay. First of all, what is the number line? Number line is a line on which we represent the real numbers. This is the 0. If we go through the right side, then it is 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And if you go through left side, it is -1, -2, -3. Okay. Now we have to plot 3 by 4 and -3 by 4. If you see that 3 by 4 is between 0 and 1, 3 by 4 comes between 0 and 1. So what we have to do, we divide 0 and 1, this portion 0 and 1 in 4 equal parts. So let's divide it in 4 equal parts. This is 0 and this is 1. 1, 2, 3 and 4 is itself. So what will we get if we go through this direction? 1, 2, 3. This is what? This is 3 by 4 itself. This point is what? 3 by 4. Okay. Now we have to represent -3 by 4 also. -3 by 4 represent where lies -3 by 4? minus 3 by 4, if we see that minus 3 by 4 is equal to minus 0.75, and minus 0.75 is lie between minus 1 and 0. So now we divide minus 1 and 0 in 4 equal parts. This is 0 and this is 1, minus 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now if you come go through in this direction, 1, 2, 3, this is minus 3 by 4. This point is minus 3 by 4. Okay. So by this method we can represent any type of fractional rational number on the number line. Okay. For better understanding, let's take one more example. Represent 13 by 4 and minus 13 by 4 on a real number line. We have to represent 13 by 4 and minus 13 by 4 on a number line. Let's solve this number. What is it? 13 by 4. Can I write it as 3 1 by 4 mixed fraction? 3 4 are 12 plus 1 13 by 4, or I can write it as 3 plus 1 by 4. What it means? It means the number 13 by 4 lie between 3 and 4, greater than 3 but less than 4. So this is our number line: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and this is minus 4. Okay, now our number lie between 3 and 4, greater than 3 but less than 4. So where is 3? This is 3 and this is 4. Now the next fraction is 1 by 4. So what we have to do, we divide 3 and 3 4, distance between the 3 and 4 in 4 equal parts, because we required 1 by 4th part of it. So it 1, 2, 3 and 4 itself. These parts should be equal parts. So now it is 1 by 4, it is 2 by 4, it is 3 by 4 and it is 4 itself. Okay, so we have to represent 3 plus 1 by 4. So this distance is 3 and we have to use 1 by 4 also. So this point, this distance or this point is what it is, 13 by 4. So here this point is 13 by 4. Clear? Now we have to represent minus 13 by 4. Okay, let's minus 13 by 4. Again we can write minus 13 by 4 as a minus of 3 plus 1 by 4. So what it means, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. This number lies where? This number lies between minus 3 and minus 4. This number lie between minus 3 and minus 4. So this distance is 3 minus 3 and we divide to 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4. We have to use 1 by 4. So this is the 1 by 4 2 by 4, 3 by 4. We have to use only 1 by 4 itself. So this point represent minus 13 by 4, or the distance from there is minus 13 by 4. Okay, so this is the representation of minus 13 by 4, and in previous page we represent positive 13 by 4 on a number line. Okay, so this by this using this method we can represent fractional rational number on a number line. Let's come to our slide. Now representing terminating decimal on a number line. Up to now we use to show fractional rational number on a number line. Then what we have done, we done the part fractional part. If we require to represent 13 by 4, it is equal to 3 plus 1 by 4. Then our number belongs between 3 and 4. Then what we do the distance between the 3 by 4 divided into the 4 equal parts. Okay, now we have to represent terminating decimals. We have to represent terminating decimals on a number line. We have to represent terminating decimals on a number line. So to the process of visualizing the number on the number line through a magnifying glass is known as successive magnification. In this method, what we have do, first of all we divide the number line 0, 1, 2, 3 and minus 1, 2, 3 if you go to the left side, and if you go to the right side then the positive numbers. Then we divide every part in the 10 parts also. For example, let's understand with the examples. First of all, sometimes we are unable, why we use successive magnification, sometimes we are unable to check the number like 3.765 or 4.26 on the number line. Then we seek the help of magnifying glass. For representing these types of number we have to use the magnifying glass. And what is the magnifying glass concept we will discuss in the next example. So by dividing the part into the subparts and subparts into again equal subparts to ensure the accuracy of the given number. For example, if you want to represent 1.2, 1.2 belongs between the 1 and 2. Then what we have to do, we divide 1 and 2 in 10 equal parts. Why 10 equal parts? Because in the our number system we use base 10 number system. Okay, so we divide the 10 equal parts. And if we want to represent 1.25, then first of all we divide 1 and 2 in 2 equal parts, 10 equal parts. Then what we have to do, 1.2 and 1.3 further divided into 10 sub equal parts. This process is gone and it is known as successive magnification method. Okay, now let's understand with example. This is the process which I already discussed with you. First of all, we choose two consecutive integer number in which the given number lies. For example, 1.2, that is lies between 1 and 2. The next step is choose two consecutive decimal points in which the given decimal part lies by dividing two given decimal parts into required equal parts. As I already discussed with you, you have to divide that part in 10 equal parts. Then if you required more division, then you have to sub part of part. Okay, and this process goes on. Okay, let's understand with example. You have to represent 2.5 on the real number line. Okay, now first of all, first process is draw the number line. Okay, this is the number line. Now we have to represent 2.5, and this 2.5 is lies between 2 and 3. So we have to divide 2 and 3 part distance between 10 equal parts. 2 and 3 between 10 equal parts. This is 2, this is 2, and this is 3. We have to divide this distance in 10 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 is it also. Now it is what? This is 2.1, this is 2.2, and this is 2.3, this is 2.4, then this is 2.5. So our required number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 2.5. Okay, we required to represent 2.5. So after the 2 it is 2.1, it is 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5. So this number is 2.5. So our point 2.5 is represented here. This process is magnification. And what is the successive magnification? Let us understand in next example. Represent 2.65 on real number line by process of successive magnification method. Okay. We have to represent 2.65 on a number line by successive magnification process. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2. Now 2.65 is lies between 2 and 3. So we have to subpart the distance of 2 and 3. Okay, this is the part of 2 and 3. This is 2 and this is 3. Let's subpart 2 and 3 in 10 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now this is 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9 and this is 3. Now 2.65 it between 2.6 and 2.7. So again divide 2.6 and 2.7 in equal parts. This is 2.6 and this is 2.7. Let's divide it in a 10 equal parts. This is 2.7 and this is 2.6. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. This is what? This is 2.61, 2.62, 2.63, 2.64, 2.65 and 2.66, 2.68, 2.69, this is 2.67, this is 2.68, 2.69 and 2.7. We have to represent number 2.65, that is this point. The number is lies on this point. this is 2.65. This process is known as successive magnification. In this method, we first of all we divide 2 and 3 in a 10 equal parts, then 2.65 and 2.6 and 2.7 in a 10 equal parts. Then we have to we find that 2.65 here. So this is the successive magnification method. Okay. For better understanding, let's take some more example. So now dear students, next example is visualize the representation of 5.37 bar on the number line up to 4 decimal places. We have to represent 5.37 bar up to 4 decimal places. So let's start the solution of this question. We have to represent 5.37 bar. 5.37 bar up to 4 decimal places. It means we have to represent 5.3777 and 7. To represent 5.3777, first of all we have to represent 5.3, then we represent 5.37, then we represent 377, then we represent 5.3777 by using successive magnification method. Now we know that 5.3 is lie between 5 and 6. So we divide 5 and 6 by subparts. So let's start. This is our number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here -1, -2, -3, -4. We have to divide 5 and 6 into 10 equal parts. Clear? This is 5 and this is 6. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 itself. So it is 5.1, 5.2, 5.3 and we have to represent 5.3 here. So it is 5.3. Clear? We require to represent 5.37 bar up to 4 decimal. So we have to identify where is 5.3, but 5.37 is lie between 5.3 and 5.4. So our next approach is to represent 5.37. 5.37 is lie between 5.3 and 5.4. Clear? So let's divide 5.3 and 5.4 in 10 equal parts. This is 5.3 and this is 5.4. Clear? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now here this is 5.31, this is 5.32 and so on. We have to represent 5.37, 5.33, 5.34, 5.35, 5.36, 5.37. This is 5.37 and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and this is 5.38. Now we have to represent 5.377. It is lie between 5.37 and 5.38. So again we have to divide 5.37 and 5.38 into 10 equal parts. Okay. This is 5.37 and this is 5.38. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now it is 5.371, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means it is 5.377 and it is 5.378. Now we have to represent 5.3777. It is lie between 5.377 and 5.378. So we have to further divide 5.377 and 5.378 into 10 equal parts. Now this is 5.377 and this is 5.378. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 itself. Okay, this part should be equal. It is 5.3771, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this point is what? This point is 5.3777. So by using successive magnification, we visualize 5.3777, that is 5.37 bar up to 4 decimal by using successive magnification method. So dear students, we have to finish today's class here. In this class, we discuss about decimal representation of rational number and how to represent rational numbers on a number line, and we practice some questions based on it. So thank you and have a nice day.